had an interesting question this past week. In fact, a number of people have been asking me this because I've been using the Myers-Briggs inventory a lot to align how I'm growing tier one services with who I am as a person, my sales team. I've been recommending practices for outreach and for communication that very much are in alignment with who they are in their Myers-Briggs, as well as some other factors. And so a lot of people outside tier one services have been asking me, in essence, why isn't anyone responding to my marketing outreach? So ordinarily, you wouldn't necessarily ask a CFO about marketing outreach, but we know about alignments because we deal with risk on a consistent basis. And so although I will never in a million years pretend to be a marketing professional, I know alignment when I see it, and I know wasted time when I see it. So I'm going to answer that question out of that capacity. And I'll give you a couple of examples. In Myers-Briggs, there are 4 variables, and each variable has 2 states. You have, for example, extrovert versus introvert as one variable. So, and I don't mean gregarious versus shy. In this context, extrovert means you really derive your energy, whether it's positive energy or negative energy, from other people. You generally prefer verbal communication. And introverts, even if they enjoy being around other people, their energy is generated from within. And if they are around other people, they probably need a break, some alone time, as they just refill their energy reserves, and then they can go out and be with others again. Hello to whoever just joined me. Welcome to the show. And introverts generally prefer written communication over verbal. It doesn't mean that introverts should only ever write and extroverts should only ever speak. I'm saying generally prefer. So for example, if you are an extrovert and you're doing boatloads of marketing outreach to strangers and it's all in written communication, like mass emails, chances are your highest and best and most authentic self is not even showing up in that messaging. It's not who you are. Whether it's charm, whether it's magnetism, whether it's charisma, whatever it is, you're not conveying it in the written word, because who you are authentically shows up in person, on video, when you lean forward and say, "Dad, stop the madness, do this thing," right? Who you are shows up authentically in a video format. So stop writing until people already know you and then say, "Hey, you want to take one step closer to me by," right? And then you invite them to take one step closer. Like, do you want to be part of whatever it is that you have next? It's about alignment. Similarly, if you're an introvert and you really are killing it and doing a fabulous job with written communications, but you keep networking and meeting people face to face, it's not necessarily where your highest and best and most authentic self is going to show up. I'm not telling you not to go network. If you think that's a good use of your time, fine. And it's conceivable that you want people to meet you first by the written word. So again, I'm not a marketing person, but someone that is asking me a question, so I'm talking to you about alignment. Another example is the 4th variable in the Myers-Briggs. It's J versus P, judger versus perceiver. And a quick and dirty way of explaining that is judgers like to have things complete, perceivers like to have their options open. So if you're if you're a perceiver and you're wailing that you can't like close a deal and bring in more business, you know what? You may not be a closer. You're an opener. So you get out there, you do your thing with your marketing outreach, and when people want to take one step closer, you can bring one step closer. And when it's time to close, to say, let's design something that works for your life. Let's design something that's going to get you to the next step, whatever that next step is. It may be time to have someone else step in and take good care of the person that you've been communicating with. Similarly, if you're a judger, you like to seal the deal, you can really listen like crazy, you can really get where someone is and put together scope, terms, and pricing that all make sense and say, here, is this the path that's going to get you to the dreams that you've been telling me about? Yes, no. If yes, sign. If no, did I miss the mark completely? We redesign. You're going to go with someone else, whatever. Let's get to clarity on go, no go. You're a judger. That's what I do because I'm a judger. If it's really difficult to get people to that point, you may think beyond the 4 metaphorical walls of your own brain and enlist the help of others who are much more effective in opening the doors that you're so great at closing. So my 2 pieces of advice there are, 1, be aware of your own Myers-Briggs and other personality traits and create alignment with all of your activities, not just marketing. Create alignment with all of your activities with where you are in your happy place, where you have your strengths. And 2, don't be limited to your own brain and your own being, but invite others to come in and be your partners in that. Whether you're talking about being partners in marketing, partners in sales, partners in service delivery, you're not alone. And the more you open up your life to people partnering with you and helping you, the more of a difference you can make. And as one of my favorite coaches, Trisha Scudder, always told me, the more difference you make, the more money you're making. The more money you're making, the more difference you're making.